Assalamualaikum and greeting to all listeners. Welcome to FCVAC Research Hour 2025, an ongoing initiative by the Faculty of Communication, Visual Art and Computing FCVAC that aim to highlight various research, topic innovation, and later development in the field of computing, data science, information technology, and software engineering. This program is held regularly through seminar, forum, and recorded a podcast to expose, raise awareness, and inspire interest in research among students, lecturers, and their with the community. The main objective of FCVAC Research Hour are to increase awareness and interest in research and innovation. Second, to serve as a platform for knowledge sharing between researcher, industry expert, and students. And next, to create a space for discussion and collaboration in impactful and future-oriented field. Whether you are student, educator, researcher, or technology advisors, this program is the perfect platform to gain new insight and inspiration in the world of computer science and information technology. I am Mr. Muhammad Norizal Akbarin from the Department of Computing, and I will be your moderator for this special podcast episode. Our chosen topic today is AI in software engineering, a hot and highly relevant issue in today's technology landscape. With me today is TS Dr. Norazia Muhammad Suwadi, a senior lecturer at the Department of Computing who has a vast experience in artificial intelligence and smart software development. Dr. Norazia is also actively involved in various AI-based system innovation projects and is a respected reference in the field at the university level. In this episode, we'll delve into how AI is transforming the software engineering landscape from automation of development process, improvement in software quality, to challenges and future career prospects in this field. I have prepared a few frequently asked and important questions in the world of software development and AI. I hope Dr. Norazia can share view and experience based on her research and industry involvement. Okay, Dr. Norazia. Okay, my first question: how does AI help accelerate the software development process in the current industry?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rizal Abain as our moderator. Okay, before I answer to the question, let we understand the meaning of AI. AI is a stand for artificial intelligence, means that it is a machine perform the task based on the human intelligence. You can see today, example AI. Let's say you play chess. I think some of you like to play the chess online. So do you know that AI is on the back that help you to play the chess? You and the computer, AI is there. Okay, another example I want to share is understand spoken language by Eliza. This is also AI. And then Netflix. You like to watch a certain movie, Netflix know what is your preferred movie. Is it a genre, a cartoon, or anime? So Netflix know because AI is at the back where they store your preference, your habit, okay, your interest. So that when you open Netflix, you get what you want. Okay. So another one, I think almost the developer of the programmer or even the combination we've used is ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT help in writing the code or text or even to plan for something. ChatGPT is already there. So these are examples where AI help or assist our daily tasks. Now we go back to the question number one: how AI accelerate the software development process. Okay, as you know, when you developing a software, you start from the kickoff of the project at the early stage, and you go to the requirement, you go to design, coding, and test and deploy. AI is already in every phases. we take the first one is requirement and requirement gathering. We have documentation, a lot of documentation. To it is a very headache. So how you going to do? You see that document, you see GPT, you jump the document, GPT will give a summary for all the documentation for that requirement. Easy, correct? Just GPT for the requirement. Okay, it help you to solve that requirement process. Number two, and then you go to the code generation. We want to do coding. Sometimes the programmer we start to have an idea, or maybe the academician who teach the programming subject, they get what to give the student lab or exercise. So you use maybe ChatGPT, ask to give some exercise in a certain topic. Okay, example, let's say MVC topic. So ChatGPT will help you to draft. Okay, so it give you a simple code. You can take that code, dump to your editor, and compile. If you got error, you as the expert, you try debug. At least the AI tools help you to create the first step, the coding. Okay. Example for the coding is code generated is GitHub Copilot. Okay. OpenAI Codex. They are the tools to help you to do code for the jumpstart. Okay. Next, testing and debugging. Testing. If you want to do testing, you have to have the right test cases, and then the test script is a very headache. Your system is very big, but you need to do testing. Do that testing, system testing, integration testing a lot. But with the AI tools, like Test AI or SonarQube, they can help you to do the testing. Very interesting, correct? And then we have for the last one is for the maintenance, where you can help you to deploy so that your process will take shorten compared to traditional. You have to do from zero until the end. The AI helps you to do certain process. So I think I've answered the question number one.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nurhaiza, for that clear and insightful explanation. Second question. What are the main challenges faced when integrating AI into traditional software development?
Okay, when we compare traditional software development and AI, okay, the first is I would say of the different technique. In traditional software development, you write the code based on logic. Okay, you didn't understand the logic, you write the code wrongly. That is a typical software development. But for AI, we need a lot of data in order to come up with the AI model to do that. So the data must be historical data, previous data. You dump to this one, so that AI model can have that one. So AI based on the large amount of data. If you cannot provide the data in a large amount, your model is not accurate or cannot be fit to do the process. But for the software typical, you are the one to write the code. So AI depends on data. Number two, I will say the data accuracy, the data privacy. So when you do AI, use AI, you need a data is open because you have to dump all everything in a system to have a complete model AI. If the data is not good or this is a very small quantity, your model cannot perform as it is, compared to traditional. And then for the integration, AI uses AI framework in terms of deployment. Like TensorFlow is a AI framework, but for the traditional, it's not necessary to be like that. Okay, and then versioning for AI, we need to have a versioning, but traditional, maybe versioning is not there. Okay, it's a very obvious compared to the current process. And then for the maintaining, since you are using AI model, your data must be updated based on technology at present. Otherwise, your model AI is obsolete because you didn't update the data. But for the typical, we no need because we based on the logic, we do the coding. Okay, and then I think the important this point is your skill, the skill and the gap. traditional software development, they don't have machine learning expertise. They do the logic, they do the code. But for AI, they did, we call it ML expert, ML, machine expert, to do the model AI. If they don't have that one, cannot have the AI model. So I think the skill is a very crucial, because without the ML skill, you cannot do the AI model, because you don't have that background knowledge to do the AI model. That I think some of the point that I raised.
Okay, Dr. Razia. To what extent can AI take over the task of software developer? Is human involvement still critical in the software development life cycle?
Okay, if you understand, AI need human intelligence to do the task. But human is a human. We have a brain to think, to do the job. So again, I would say AI cannot replace the human. There is still some part where we need human intervention to do the task. Or AI can assist that process. So let we see what AI can assist, what AI cannot. Okay, first we go example number one is a code generation. I mentioned already GitHub. Okay, Copilot, ChatGPT, they can help you to do the code. Okay, code generation, AI can do. Okay. Then number two is about fixing. In terms of using AI tools like SonarQube, all they can help you to do the testing. Even you get test to test a small debug, they can do. And then test automation, you can test UI from AI. Also AI can do. And then document generation, you have a block of document, a bundle of document, a file. It's headache for you to read all the document. You use a ChatGPT example to do a summary for your documentation. That easy, okay? And then DevOps task. DevOps is I think currently become more popular. We call it developer operation. Means that we integrate development plus operation in one line. Okay. And then with this one, we have a more efficient application because we combine this because DevOps. Okay, this is also one I see a new career. If we compare, same as a machine learning operation, there are two, ML and DevOps. This is a very familiar now, and they have different skill in order to equip for this task. That AI can do. We can see, but there is also task AI cannot perform well. Example, I would say is system architecture and design. You have a requirement. You already use ChatGPT to give for the requirement. Okay, you will produce. Now you come to next level in software development, system design. From that one, you have to transform to technical document. So AI cannot do that one. So that one we need human intervention because human we have a brain. We can think. We can solve. This is the architecture I want for mobile. But AI just that border, but it assists you from nothing. At least you have to some process shorten the AI. And then number two, AI cannot understand business logic. They're very complex. AI cannot do that one. We still need human intervention. And then third is UX thinking. AI cannot give you a very creative design. User experience, AI cannot do that one. Okay. And then team collaboration for the communication. This one we need a human intervention, but because this one involve people, so it's easy for the AI as to understand. That human take place from that one. And then is ethical. Is AI model, there is I would say less ethic. Compared to the human, we know what is the right, the border, what it should be, the ethic. Okay, so that is some point regarding AI what AI can do in order to assist the process, and human to do the other part.
Okay. Okay, Dr. Razia, I believe you more experienced in teaching also. Okay, next question. What are the key skills that student or graduate should master to be relevant in this field?
Okay, thank you. Okay, first, I think the most important is programming skill. Okay, programming is everywhere. You cannot deny. Okay, we have to learn programming. Okay, so programming, AI need a lot amount of data. So you need to know Python. Okay, Python programming language is very popular today. JavaScript, Java. That's example. I think the professional programming language that can get along with the large of data. And then data structure like a tree, and then the sorting graph, they're also needed. And then version control, you need to have a version, since AI deal with a lot of data. So you need to have which version is AI running. Then you have to keep the AI versioning for that software. And then testing also, you have to know unit testing, integration testing, end to end, where we need to have a user acceptance test there, and also system design. So to help you to understand this one, maybe there is like tools like Docker or GitHub. I think student or anyone who interested to know about this topic, they at least know to use these tools. And then for the data, since AI use a lot of data, then the student need to know how to use that data in terms to visualize using certain software, and then to do a statistical analysis for the data. See, data is a very big amount, and then machine learning to do regression, like regression classification. That one is under machine learning. I think of the basic for this one for the AI, and then the machine learning framework like Scikit-learn. Scikit-learn is a framework quite famous, and plus TensorFlow is a machine learning framework. They should know this is a current technology that student or anyone should explore and learn at least what are these tools for to help them to this one. Okay.
Okay, Dr. Razia, the last question. Can you share example of successful local AI project or application in software engineering?
Okay, there are few applications in software that leverage of AI technology. Example that we can see in front of us today is Google. I think all of us use Google. So Google use AI in their daily process. In terms of searching, you do a searching for Google, you type some keyword, they give you output. There is a AI at the back. Okay, and see by Microsoft, they are the one who really utilize the AI technology in their operation. Okay. Another example is bank in Malaysia use fintech technology where they use AI in terms to process the debit, to collect all the debit. They use AI to help them in efficient way, and then debit, and then the loan. Let's say you apply the loan, are you eligible to have to get that loan? They use AI also to help them. And then besides that, credit score. They say score, there's a merit there. They use also AI. So I would say bank mostly use AI in order to speed up their process. And then another example I would say is one example about the planning for the urban urban planning. They use AI technology to predict which part is the traffic is a congest to plan that one. Okay, And then they also have automation for manufacturing. They use AI to speed up. So it can speed up the process because some of the process is daily, it's a routine. If you didn't automated the process, you still do the manual. So how you can imagine about the time taken, the cost, the resource. So they are using AI in order to speed up their automation, manufacturing process. I think these are some of the. Another one I forget is about the education. They are using it's called learning management system. This is for academic researcher. They are using AI tools to expedite their academic learning process. So these are the example where AI they are using. I would say using very actively in order to promote the use of AI technology and also benefit to us and also benefit to the public. So that is my
Okay. Many example related AI implement in software engineering application. Thank you, Dr. Norazia, for your comprehensive and valuable answer and sharing. Okay, in summary, we can see that AI is now powerful and crucial in software development and bring many opportunity, as well as challenges to the industry. Mastering of AI and software engineering will be significant advantage in future career and services. Finally, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to TS Dr. Norazia Muhammad Sagdi for her meaningful sharing. Okay, and to all listeners of the FCVAC Research Hour 2025 podcast. Don't forget to follow our upcoming episode where we'll continue to bring your exciting research and innovation topic. That's all from us. Thank you for listening and see you again in the next episode. Bye.